Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I have never felt more simultaneously enthralled and frustrated about a game before. Black Flag feels so antithetical on what it's trying to be, an open world pirate game with an incredible amount of freedom, and in the same breath it does so much to hold your hand and keep you from enjoying it. This will contain heavy spoilers, but is more of a general conversation about playing Black Flag for the first time, rather than a full review. The first Assassin's Creed was incredible. There was nothing quite like exploring the open world of Jerusalem, Damascus, having this freedom to parkour around the city. They introduced the iconic hidden blade to assassinate enemies. I was absolutely hooked. So when they released AC2, things only got better. And then the next game, and then the next game, and then the next game, and by this point I was getting pretty burned out. I stopped playing AC games after Brotherhood. Then I took a long hiatus and wouldn't pick up another AC game until Origins. I loved Origins, and I would follow up with Odyssey, and I loved that one as well. But then I was feeling another AC fatigue. So I decided to go back to what most people consider the defining and best game in the franchise, AC Black Flag. In Black Flag, you take control of Edward Kenway, a privateer now turned pirate trying to become wealthy for him and his wife, Caroline. Now, I actually really enjoyed Edward. He's not out for revenge, he's not out to stop some horrible doomed society, he just wants a better life for himself and his beloved. This is a huge breath of fresh air. Who doesn't want a better life and to have food on the table and a roof over their head?
Caroline, I want food that don't make me sick. I want walls that hold back the wind. I want a decent life.
Now, where Edward goes wrong is his desire to have this by any means necessary, that's drawn out by his unyielding curiosity. But we'll get to that later. Now, Black Flag is an absolutely gorgeous game. Man, it really holds up. The electric blues of the Caribbean waters and the darkness in the deeper oceans. I really appreciated having different hues for the water. Absolutely vibrant. A lot of the times in games, water is just dark blue or clear when it's near the shore. But they went all out here. White ice caps with huge waves, the weather effects, the waves crashing and it cascades over the bow. It all just looks incredible. While I enjoyed some of the side characters, I do wish they were a part of my crew instead. Getting more time with them, having small conversations with them while traversing the waters would have been a nice touch and would have made me care about them a little bit more. I did enjoy Ade and Mary and the joy of my crewmates as they shouted upon my arrival, so I tried to make the Jackdaw a living space for my crew. I was more connected to them than some of the essential side characters, and man, there are a lot of characters in this game. And after spending hours out on the ocean and then coming back to a main mission, I would forget who's who sometimes.
Edward Kenway!
It's hard to talk about Black Flag because I feel so 50-50 about this game, it's crazy. Again, they spend so much time holding your hand and they will just not let go. Every mission for the first 4 to 6 hours feels like a tutorial. And every time you get just a little bit of freedom, they grab your hand again. It's incredibly frustrating. There were a few times I had to take a break from the game because of this. Like, here's your boat. Here's how you upgrade your boat. Like, I get it. They have to show me the ropes on how things work, but there's just got to be a better system to do it. And you know what? Honestly, just let me go and let me figure it out myself. Being out on the open ocean, hunting sharks, picking up survivors for your crew, boarding ships as pirates, all of these things are fun and amazing. And every time I would jump into a main mission, I was not having fun because they were taking me away from the things that I wanted to do.
Massive swell rolling in starboard!
I loved hunting whales and sharks with your crew. It almost felt like a ritual. And seeing the beast dragged out of the water was so satisfying.
He's a monster!
Or boarding ships and saving your crew from a watering grave felt empowering. And then I have to go do a mission where I have to tail someone, and it feels like forever. And if I'm not tailing someone on land, I'm tailing them in water. I'm like, oh Johnny, just leave her and go explore the hidden islands or the caves for treasure. The game just feels like it constantly gets in the way of itself. And the tailing missions are pass or fail. The immediate desynchronization if you get too far or you get caught. And then the strangest thing is you tail them to a specific location just to kill them. Like, why can't you just do this? Like, this is how frustrating it is. Why can't you just do it? I don't understand. Why couldn't this just be optional? I don't mind stalking prey, but goodness, make it optional. If I don't find a hidden location of something, that's on me. I don't know why there are so many tailing missions throughout the whole game. Even the very last mission has a tailing mission. Like, why? I'm sure I'm beating a dead shark with this, but man, it was so annoying.
Stop him! Intruder!
I like the diving bell. Going underwater to explore sunken ships for treasure is awesome. I do wish you would have gotten a little bit earlier in the game, but it's still a great addition. And seeing the white whale pass while you're underwater is just an incredible sense of scope. The combat is fine. It's old school Assassin's Creed, time button presses for countering, attacking, dodging. I didn't hate it, nor did I love it. I thought it just felt fine. I did enjoy the berserk darts though, and having enemies fight each other, probably my favorite addition. I thought the guns were serviceable. I didn't feel like they did very much damage, and reloading was a pain, but they were fine. Dual blades are always cool though, and you just can't beat the iconic hidden blades. The music, however, is one of my favorite parts about the game. The shanties carried across the ocean by your crew while you sailed the open water, or the intense orchestra as you blast ships to pieces right before you board them for their goods. It just has this incredible sense of adventure with every tune, and it really sets that pirate mood. I could easily throw the music on in the car and think about sailing with my crew.
Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her.
And that's the thing about this game for me, is when it's being a pirate game, it's incredible. The treachery, the betrayal, the twists and turns, I was loving it. But every time it was being an Assassin's Creed game, I just found it frustrating. Like, it doesn't know what it wants to be. I could care less about the Assassins and the Templars, even though I'm supposed to. I want to build the island for my crew, I want to hunt and provide for them, I want to sail the ocean with them. Then when it tells me not to, I'm like, nah. And back to Edward, I thought he was a great character. He cares about the everyman and his crew and about building his life with his loved ones, but he's also incredibly flawed. Putting everyone in danger for that chance of making it, he does have a great arc, because he loses everything. His story is incredibly tragic, but you can understand where he's coming from. Just one more leap of faith could be the right one to a whole different life.
And in haste, Captain, before I regret my favor to you.
So for my final thoughts here, I have some huge gripes with the game. Black Flag is very hard to recommend because it has a lot of things that keep it from being accessible. The first 5 hours is all hand-holding. Almost every mission has a tailing mission. They wouldn't be so bad if you just wouldn't desync after failing to stay close enough or being spotted. The mission variety is pretty lacking, and the Assassins versus the Templars just feels like a shoo-in to me. However, if you can get past that, Black Flag has a lot to offer. Between exploring hidden caves, underwater shipwrecks, hunting huge sharks, sailing the ocean with your crewmates to find hidden treasure just feels fantastic. Anytime the story is focused on the pirates, I really enjoyed it. Trying to Robin Hood our way from poverty was a real treat, and some of the side characters are great. Edward has a really emotional ending that I was not expecting. It honestly made the trek through the tailing missions worth it. It says a lot about focusing on what matters instead of chasing things that you think will make you happy. Overall, I enjoyed part of my time with Black Flag. I feel like an updated framework to the game could fix the annoying parts of the game, so here's to hoping that if they do redo it, it could be an absolute banger of a remake.